Hello. Welcome, welcome. Hello, we meet again. Thank you very much on this October 3rd, 2022. And tomorrow is Yom Kippur. If you want to observe it with me, you are welcome. I will have an observance online, you know, how we did for the Feast of Trumpets. We observed it. Welcome to everyone coming in. Hey, Karen, the beautiful Harlem Sentinel. Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much. Greetings. We love Karen, our good sister Joanne. Hello, welcome. Yay, you caught it live. Very good. I love. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Angela, welcome. Good afternoon. And Alan, hi, Alan. Welcome, Alan. Yay, I love to see you. And Molly is here. Hello, Molly. Welcome, Molly. Good sister, Molly. So today I want to talk about an issue, and it has to do with sports. Whether you play sports or you have a child, loved one who plays sports, this would be something that you may want to think about, because this is what I want to do. I want to help us to think about things that easily could be missed. And this is something that caught me by surprise in terms of thinking about people caught off guard. And that's what I want to talk about, like prudence and things that have to do with how are we doing when it comes to our resources. How are we able to be good stewards of our resources and not lose them due to lack of knowledge about certain things. So basically, that's what the discussion is about. And I want to welcome Chris. Chris is backstage. And let's see, Chris, there you are. Welcome, welcome.
What is up, Jen? How are you? What's up, everybody?
Hey there. How was your day today?
Oh, man, such a busy one, but again, a great day. Always a good day. Exciting
Good.
to see everyone in the chatmosphere. Welcome, right? Jen is always talking about you guys in the chatmosphere, so it's always
Yes.
good to now grace you guys when we can. How is your day going, Jen? You're getting outside some of that vitamin D out there?
Yes, I've been just soaking it in, just having fun out here. I didn't even notice it was Monday like I used to notice these kind of things. It's a day of production, and I love it. It's been nice and full, so it's been great, and I'm still getting my last bits. I think they call this the golden hour, where you get that last sun.
Yes. Listen, getting the chance to do work from wherever and experience outside is such a beautiful thing. So glad you get a chance to experience it, Jen.
Thank you. It's a blessing. Thank you so much. You have been a blessing to so many of us. And this is the opportunity that I have, that I want to scream it from the rooftop. So, without further ado, I want to share a couple of stories, everyone, and I mentioned just slightly this, stuff to Chris, not in depth, but I want to get your real time response, Chris, because that's the best learning.
Okay.
Is I want to treat this like if I were a fly on the wall and you were guiding people in various, you know what I'm saying, like scenarios. So I want to start with the first story that I heard about. These are happening, unfortunately, often right now. We're hearing about really young athletes that are falling to sudden diseases, things that are not expected for young their prime. And let's see. Everybody, let me know if anything happens with the sound quality. I'm sharing from the New York Post, and this is dated today, actually. So I'm sorry to scroll on you like that. So if I don't pronounce the name of,
You're breaking up a bit
well,
now,
this is
Jen.
Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa. Okay,
Jen,
scary
I
blow
think you're breaking up a little bit.
video. I know I got on. We're still good, Angela says. Sound wise,
No,
I
you're
think I
breaking.
froze.
Yeah, you did. You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
Breaking
Just
up. Okay.
you probably want to stop sharing the screen.
Okay. I'll stop the screen, everyone. Okay. How's this? Is this okay?
That's better.
Better?
Yeah, that's better. Yep.
Okay. I'll read it. I'll read it then. Maybe it's just too much. I don't know. Everything's good with my signals. So I'll read from today's New York Post in the sports section. Dolphins, Tua Tagovailoa stretchered off field after scary blow to head. So this young man, this was near the end of the second quarter, and the Dolphins were playing Bengals, and Tagovailoa was taken off the field on a stretcher with head and neck injuries. He was sacked by Cincinnati Poe, who whipped him around, brought him down. Tagovailoa landed directly on his head, which right off the field. So that's all.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. I mean, some people, Jen, they might be familiar with this story already.
Can you hear
Uh,
me okay?
yep. Yep. You're just kind of going in and out.
Let me see.
Um, but you should be good. There you go. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I
Okay.
can hear you.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah, it's going in and
Okay.
out a bit, but I think you're good where you are right now. What I was saying though is
Okay.
I think that people have heard of this story because it's actually been, if anyone has been following anything um, on this subject, this football player, again, just going to, and I think this is where you were taking the conversation, Jen, was towards like player safety and how important this stuff might be to actually picking our careers, choosing what we do for work or whatever the case is, and then how that directly correlates to our safety and our health. And you look at this football player that gets swung to the ground, gets his head smacked on the ground, and then has a concussion, and still goes out and continues to play and continues to push, even though he probably shouldn't be out there. But this is a very prevalent story. And I know that when we kind of mentioned it, we were talking about, player safety, right?
Mm-hmm. Is it still going in and out?
No, no, you're
Is it
good.
good? Okay,
Yeah.
better. All right. I just maybe if I go over here, it might be the best. Yes, I was able to hear you, Chris.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So basically, again, just saying that, like, I know you're in this conversation in the direction of like player safety, right? And kind of
Mm-hmm.
what the effects are after. And again, this was a pretty popular kind of story that's been out there,
Mm-hmm.
but just people following and paying attention to player safety and how important it is in choosing what we do, and now how it affects us, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And another one, I'll see if I could just share it just to see if this location might be better. I don't have to go through the whole thing. This one popped up also. I haven't been a sports person, but it just caught my attention because of the issue of someone's livelihood changing so suddenly, drastically. So, another young man by the name of Cameron Brait, he has a concussion as well. So, this happened.
Yeah, Jen, you're breaking up again.
Let's see, this young man day. They say this is causing a lot of infighting, maybe. And I see someone in the chat, Alan, is saying that the team doctor is being used as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
So, okay, are you able to hear me now? Is everything good with the sound and everything?
Yeah, you were kind of bouncing out, but I think you're good now.
Okay, what I want to ask you based on this, two young men in their 20s and they're the beginning of, oh, they're saying that they can't hear. Oh, what it's
Yeah, you're
clear to
good.
Alan.
You're good.
Okay, good. Okay, what I wanted to ask you, Chris, from people that have young children that are starting out young in football, like flag football, I'm curious as to how would you advise someone they don't want to maybe keep their kids in a bubble, but they want to also be prudent. And also for a young person that is starting out in sports. I mean, this is something some people they expect to make it big in the big leagues. And one of the things that I'm learning through you and just looking at all these narratives is that look at Prince again, someone I thought was a genius. So if someone that I hold up that high did not have his business in order, how would I think that maybe people are thinking about young people that are in sports? It doesn't mean it could be boys and girls are in sports. How would you advise a family who wants to have proper protection, like from flag football? How would that look?
Yeah, well, I mean, first and foremost, like as a parent, right? Because I'm a parent. I have a young daughter, and what I choose to let her get into, I think that's just at a parent's discretion of what you want your. Not everyone has to play football, right? Not every young male has to play football. Not every young person has to play a sport, right? In general,
Right.
right? So we're just kind of talking about from one side of parenting. It's really just about making sure like you're guiding your children down the path they want to go, what's best for them. And yes, taking into account the risk, or what's the reward. Again, if I had a son, I don't, but if I did, I don't know that I would let him play football. Like, just in all honesty, the risk versus the reward of, like, I get it, you want to have fun, but you know do anything else, right? Like Alan says in the chat, like, pick up a golf club, pick up a tennis racket, kick a soccer ball, right? You can go do anything outside of football, right? So that would just be first and foremost. But in the other side of it, like, we're not going to be able to shield our kids from everything. My wife used to wrestle, right? Like, so at the end of the day, right, you're going to do whatever that child is going to find as their activity of choice if they choose to go that direction. So how do you be protected, right? You keep them as safe as possible from a financial standpoint, right? You kind of paralleled kind of what you thought about Prince and, right, somebody that you look up to. Just remember, your star athlete that you're grooming that becomes a top recruit in the nation for some university or makes it to the big leagues doesn't mean that they have financial education or business education or empathy or, right, any type of emotional intelligence to navigate, or mental toughness to navigate the world of what you're putting them into. So the sport aspect is one thing. The protecting them, I think it really is more about equipping them, right? Equipping them with what they need from an education standpoint, whether that be, again, like I said, finances or emotional intelligence.
That makes sense. So when people think about, like, I have seen people that are in the bed after an injury and they're like a
Mhm.
quadriplegic, or maybe not total, but this is something that happens suddenly. And when parents are thinking about, when you think about like protecting your entire family, like from things like this, is it something that it's not difficult, right? It's easy. Like, some people think that they have to be like really important. Like, can you speak to that, where people can have access to this? They don't
Yeah.
need to
I
be
mean, from a
elite.
insurance protection, like proper protection standpoint,
Mhm.
absolutely, right? Like, your family deserves to be protected against like loss, and there's certain policies out there that can cover for chronic illness, critical illness, right? These are things that start to hurt people financially, is when we get chronic illnesses, critical illnesses, concussions, right? People things that slow us our mobility down. There are actual policies that can cover for that. And so I know,
Mhm.
Jen, you're kind of alluding to some of those products and things that could just help a family get protected and make sure that, like, in the event you have some type of loss or some critical illness, or something that lands someone in the hospital for an extended period of time, that there's some things there that can protect them and protect
Mhm.
that income, and make sure that the family is not now at a loss,
Yeah.
just because that person maybe fell ill. So
Yeah.
there's definitely some things out there that can happen. Again, we can't protect from everything, right?
Yeah.
I saw Phyllis in here saying, right, she had a bike accident when she was younger, and, right, she hasn't ridden a bike. Like, there's certain things you can't protect from. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, some things just happen. And Phyllis,
Mhm.
I hope you're doing well, and have recovered from that. But there's just some things that are part of it. There
Yeah.
is a part of it that we can plan for and say, hey, just in case, in the event of something,
Mhm.
there's something here that can still take care of our family, so it's
Mhm.
not a serious detriment. So
Right. That's good. And, well, that's the thing that I was thinking. Like, when I read those stories, I thought about the financial calamities, because I know a lot of times, like, my old thinking would have been, oh, they're going to probably litigate against probably so many people. But that is not immediate. I'm thinking different now. People kind of think, like, brush it off, like that'll take care of it. But in the immediacy of things like that, those kind of things, I don't know how long they take to resolve and whatever would happen. But that's just like
yeah,
old thinking.
yeah, it depends, right? It depends.
Hmm.
Obviously, everything depends on the situation. Things are different.
Hmm.
But the most important part of, again, protection is just making sure that there's something in place, that in the
Yeah.
event something happens, right, your
Hmm.
family is still taken care of.
Right. Right. That's good. Well, I wanted to bring this to your attention, everyone, just to know that there are so many things that can grab our attention. And, like, you think about things. I was thinking about even people in my family, and I was like, wow, what if something like that happened? And even the long term, just how athletes are taken care of long term, and a lot of times they tend to be penniless later on in life. But this is something that we can all be educated. It's all about like education, and I appreciate what I'm learning about it because Chris, I'm like seeing things in a totally different way. Just all of these sort of points of need, I can just see them differently now.
Absolutely. Once you get educated and once you get introduced to, right, the real, strategies and things that are out there to help you understand more about your money or protecting your legacy, or right, how to, like, again, kind of just get your family to the next level. Once you start seeing it and hearing different things,
Mhm.
right, you process different information, your outcome becomes different, you see
Yeah.
different things. So kudos to you for taking it all in, and right, continuing to, right, share us with the chatmosphere, right, and everybody that's out there, because again, you probably all know somebody that can benefit from the information that we have, and that's why
Mhm.
Jen wants to continue to bring this type of information to you, just so
Mhm.
that, hey, one day you're like, you know what, my buddy Johnny needs this information, or right, Sally needs the information, and
Mhm.
whether you can use it yourself or whether you know someone that can benefit from it, that's why Jen's excited about it, that's why we're excited to talk about it. So
Yes.
I appreciate you having me on again, Jen.
Thank you. And everybody who is here, thank you for joining. Please thank Chris for having the time to share with us. And I am learning. Thank you. That's right. There is Karen.
There it is.
Financial literacy is the lesson of the day, and I'm excited to learn it. It was a scary field, and thanks, like Chris is my Sherpa, you could say. He's helping me to not fear this open sea.
That's right.
So if you all want to set up any complimentary, if you want to do like things, ask questions one on one, please feel free to set up a compliment. This is complimentary, everyone.
Right.
And you can have a review, a checkup, if you want to think of it that way. As a nurse, I think of checkups. So if you want to get a checkup and see, are you, properly, just protected, right?
Right.
And safe. So get at me. You can drop in my DMs. I'm inviting you. Now I'm going to be very responsive now to people dropping in my DMs. You have full permission. And also on Facebook, drop into the Insta messaging. I'm going to be responsive, okay? See, Chris is keeping me accountable, okay,
That's right.
everybody?
That's right.
Right, Chris? So I'm learning accountability, everyone. You're watching me grow. This is a journey. I'm inviting you all on it. If you want to elevate into that rarefied air, come on with us, okay? Get
Right.
at me. Thank you, Chris. I really appreciate it. Love you, good brother. And
Absolutely.
everybody here, thank you so much. I'll be hanging out with John at 7 o'clock, okay? Behind the Matrix. Um, and I think Karen put that in the chatmosphere. There it is. Oh, sorry. Okay. Tonight at 7. There you are, exploring the matrix. I would say behind the matrix. We're not behind the matrix. We're exploring it. Okay. Thank you, Chris.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Blessings to you and your
Take care.
family. And I'll see you around. Okay.
Absolutely. Take care, guys.
Okay. Bye bye, Chris. All right, everybody. Everything's good with the sound and everything. Are we good? Let's see. All right. So you've been hanging out with me for a few minutes, and I've done a few live streams. I did one where I covered the letters, writing the letters to the various people at Kraft Heinz. Remember, I went off about that. Getting a lot done, okay? But yes, thank you all. And oh yeah, Phyllis, yes, there's an email. Let me put it in the chat. Since you don't have, let's see, you don't do the Instagool. All right. It's the one I've been using, the Gen Scribes. That's the one I'm using currently. I'm developing others. But instantly, if you wanted to get, anybody else who's on Instagram and Facebook, I'll be really like instantly responsive, like I can see them pretty quickly. Okay. So thank you. Thank you so much, Karen. Love you, sister. Meep, meep. Keep pushing forward. God wins. That's right. Thank you. Love you all. I'll see you around. Okay. Take care. All right. Take care. Let's see. Where am I?